you may have been somewhat embarrassed. And
well, let me say this, Reverend. I appreciate that information. Number one, when I was here for the simultaneous revival, I was not on a political mission at all. Mm-hmm. You see, what people have to realize is that I'm not a politician. Mm-hmm. I am a minister of the gospel, a preacher of the social gospel, and certainly a civil rights fighter. But I am a preacher first of all. Mm-hmm. And I didn't come to the revival with any political program at all. I merely came, I had preached that morning in Chicago. I came with Reverend John Thurston, who was to preach that afternoon, mm-hmm. because I wanted to hear some preaching myself. And I did not come as a politician or even as a civil rights fighter. Mm-hmm. I just came as a humble servant of the Lord.
That's wonderful.
I wanted to really sit at the feet mm-hmm. of a prophet and have my cup filled.
I had a former
tonight, of course, all I would say where Dr. Nolan, is it Nolan? Yes, mm-hmm. where Dr. Nolan is concerned, who passed me the note. I can understand Dr. Williams, who did run in the primary, but the primary is now over. Mm-hmm. And Dr. Williams, lost in the primary. If Dr. Williams had won in the primary, I would be in Gary tonight for Dr. Williams, mm-hmm. because I would be here for anyone who believes in representative government, mm-hmm. and that is what we need. So all I must say is what Mal Good, the speaker at the NAACP banquet, said tonight, and that is we got to get together.
Definitely.
If we do not get together, then next Tuesday, the clock of history will be turned back here in Gary, and that will be a tragedy for everybody. I think the fight between Mayor Hatcher and Mr. Williams was settled in the primary. Mm-hmm. And now that the primary is over, we all ought to get behind Mayor Hatcher, because he is fighting not just for black folk, but he's fighting for all the poor people and all of the rich people and all of the white people and all of the Catholic, the Protestants and Jews and everybody. Mm-hmm. That's why I've left my home and my family to come to Gary, urging everybody to become involved in representative government.
Mm-hmm.
Reverend, so nice of you to call, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I think you'll be our last call for this evening. Go right ahead.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, may I speak to Reverend?
Yes, ma'am.
And may I say to you, Jesse, nice hearing your voice again.
Well, thank you, ma'am. Here's Reverend Abernathy. Go ahead, Reverend.
Yes,
Well, hello, and I know you're fine because you've told everyone that you were. I just want to tell you that it's nice having you in our city, and I hope some young people are listening to you will take some of your advice and be good citizens and help Mayor Hatcher to keep straighter head.
Isn't that wonderful? I appreciate that so very, very much.
And thank you again for being. I'm going to try to get out tomorrow. I think you'll be at the Baby Youth Center and bring my young ones. And I'm glad to have you again, so goodbye.
Thank you so very kindly. And to all of those listeners out there, I'm soul brother number one.
No, that's all right.
I started out in Atlanta, Georgia this morning. I've been to Philadelphia today. I've been working with a problem there. Where our people are fighting among themselves and fighting the power structure, and they sent for me to come in. Then I came to Gary tonight, and I haven't had any soul food.
Oh, you haven't?
Oh, so somebody tomorrow got to cook me some soul
food. Oh, my. Well, I wish you could get in touch with me. I'll take you where some really soul food is really at.
And I got to get me some soul food tonight.
Oh, tonight?
I love fried.
You know what?
Fish.
I have some lima beans. I wish you could come over. You're welcome to them.
Oh, bless your heart. Isn't that sweet? I know we're going to find some somewhere.
Oh, I hope
here tonight, some fried fish or fried chicken or something. I have to have that before I go to sleep.
Well, you know what? Our place is open on 19th and Connecticut, and they have fried chicken there, so maybe you can find some there.
Thank you so very kind.
Thank you, ma'am, for calling us.
Okay.
We certainly we didn't want to cut off the calls, Reverend, but one of the things we find in radio is we work against the clock, and it's no limit. The clock keeps going. We don't have a 3-minute limit. However, we do confine ourselves to something of a schedule.
Well, it was
but
wonderful talking to the people, wasn't it?
Oh, it's always.
Just wonderful.
It's always. But one of the things that we were certainly impressed with is the fact that, well, I just can't say enough about this young fellow you have here with you, young Courtney. And I just pray the Lord he just gets bigger and bigger, and it just grows in the grace of God.
Well, you keep on praying, because I'm not going to tell you what happened to him yesterday.
He did five yesterday.
Real hard.
And we hired this morning.
Well, Lester, would you go over that schedule again?
Okay,
please?
Yes. You know, we have a tiring schedule. He left Philadelphia. He left Atlanta this morning. He was in Philadelphia. We're here in Gary this evening. We'll be in Gary tomorrow, and then he leaves going to New Orleans, and from New Orleans back to Atlanta, and then to Mississippi for a tour, and then we'll be going to California.
He left out the preaching in Atlanta.
Well, I said the preaching that's not a church in Atlanta. That's on Sunday morning.
That's the greatest church.
But look out. But tomorrow morning, Jesse, and I'll run through it real quick. At 1 o'clock, our first thing on the agenda will be at the Mill Gate.
The Broadway entrance.
Dr. Abernathy has added that into his schedule. We'll be there from 7 until 8 to catch the meal shift change. And then we'll go to a Poor People's Breakfast with the mayor at the Wonder Spot restaurant. And please, if
you keep saying the Wonder Spot, and I've been wanting to, where is that?
Well, they didn't give us an address, Jesse. Like I said, I received this from the mayor's office who was coordinating it. And if they call his number, 944-6501, they can find out exactly where it's at.
944-6501, yeah.
Right, 944-6501.
I'm wondering, I don't know of a Wonder Spot, and I plead ignorance on here. Not on the log, I'm not meaning it's a restaurant, and I plead ignorance on that, but I'm sorry we don't have an address, but please go ahead.
We can check it out in the book while he's finishing, because I hate to mislead the people.
Well, I'm going to, Paul, would you check that and see if there is such a place as a Wonder Spot restaurant? I don't know, and I've been here so long. Yes. I'm a young fella myself.
Yes.
But I would like to get that accurate information. Please go ahead on that, though, please.
At 10:30, we will be in the press conference in the Gary Room, which is adjacent to the mayor's office. And like Dr. Abernathy has said, we invite the poor people, black people, to come down and be with us then and meet Dr. Abernathy at 10:30 at the mayor's office. At 11 o'clock, we tentatively would like to hit Roosevelt and the West Side High School just to speak to our young future voters and encourage them on in their struggle here in Gary.
Now, Lester, you're requesting this meeting, isn't that right?
Yes, this is tentative, Doctor.
But I mean, what you want is, you want the principals to please permit us to do that. And it would be wonderful if the parents and the students would kind of call this to his attention, because this has not been cleared. But I'm sure if a principal knows that the parents and the students really want to see me, then of course it'll make it much easier.
We got the information on that Wonder Spot restaurant. It's out on West 5th Avenue. No, I just wanted to, it's 5700 West,
right, that's very
approximately
much
5700 West 5th Avenue.
We want the parents to
5735.
come and join us. Throughout our whole day activity, we want the parents to come and join us, because we are really here as we call it in Atlanta, a people-to-people get out the vote tour. We're not backing, any candidate. We want
I want to correct you on that.
Well, go right
we
ahead.
are backing. I am backing Mayor Richard. What's his middle name?
Gordon.
You don't even know him? You don't
Hatcher. I call him Dick Hatcher. I call him Dick Hatcher. And I back him on the basis that he stands for representative government. And the Constitution of the United States gives me and my organization that right. Representative government is what we stand for. And if his opponent will stand for representative government, maybe I'll consider backing him. But he has to first convince me that he stands for representative government.
That was spoken by Reverend Ralph David Abernathy.
That's right.
At 1:30, we just will be on radio station WMPP with Alan Wheeler over in East Chicago Heights.
Right.
And then at 3 o'clock, we plan to hit the streets. And we'll be on the streets of Gary, meeting people and shaking hands and, and greeting our poor and black people of the community. At 6:30, we'll be at the Baby Youth Center. That's at 6:30. At 7 o'clock, we'll be at the Youth Forum Rally at the Holiday Inn. That's downtown. At 8 o'clock, we'll be at the IU Dons Dance. At 8:15, we'll be at 20.
That's where you'll get a chance to meet Vernon Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Very fine young man who his organization has worked tirelessly to provide educational opportunities for young people, young black people in this community. Go right ahead, Lester.
Then at 8:15, we'll be at 24th and Virginia, which is a Calvary Baptist church. At 8:30, we'll be out in Glen Park for a coffee sip. And at 9 o'clock, which is one of the big activities, at the African Day Community Resource Center, 2137 Broadway. Then we'll end up our day at the KC Ballroom. Maybe we need to work in there to go
That's in East Chicago.
In East Chicago. We need to go by my home and holler at my mother and father.
Well, you haven't seen your mother and father?
They'll be mad at us.
You haven't seen your mother and father,
No,
boy?
not yet.
Boy, you haven't gone by.
Well, and we're not going there unless they have some soul food.
So I tell you.
Well, I didn't think you know, one of the things about it, Reverend, you've traveled all over the world, you've eaten with kings and presidents and queens, and you mean to say you want some greens?
Exactly right. I'm just back from Russia, Czechoslovakia.
And you are still identifying with greens and ham hocks?
Germany, Switzerland. I went to 5 countries and I'm just back. And I still want some ham hocks. I am a soul brother. And if you really want to bless my soul, give me some chitlins. Yes, sir. I am a man of the people. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you want to bless me real good, give me some chitlins and some greens. Collard greens. But Lord knows turnips is the thing that's happening.
Oh, you know, I haven't had any turnips for quite a while.
Aren't they great?
I was out to my mother's.
Do you like them?
Oh, I love them. I was out to my mother's, and my mother still cans, you know, and you don't see that much. Of course, you're not old enough to know about Mama's canning, even though you are from the old country, but you wouldn't know too.
Well,
you don't know too much about canning.
About the old country. I live down south, Jesse.
And I live up south.
You live up south.
We've certainly enjoyed you, Reverend.
You were telling me about your mother's greens.
Oh, listen, Mother was canning. Well, she was canning some tomatoes, and she's going to have greens tomorrow when I get out there. See, now my mother still cooks cornbread in the skillet.
Yes, sir.
See, now you don't understand that.
Lester said, "What's
the I was talking with a young minister who I spoke at his church, and I asked him if he had ever had any hoe cake bread. And he said, I don't believe I have. So I had to educate him as to what hoe cake bread was, you see. Of course, now, in this time of year, when I was in the old country, you see, you go out possum hunting, of course, now you wouldn't know anything about that. Reverend James taught me all I knew about possum.
I don't know about possum.
I've certainly enjoyed talking with you. Do you have a final statement, a closing statement for the people of Gary?
My closing statement to the people of Gary, Indiana is that we are living in one of the most critical and crucial periods in the history of our nation. Our destiny and the destiny of mankind is woven together. We shall overcome only